Alright, I have this chart that I'm going to be calling a metal to metal weight and value chart that I want to share in this video. I was thinking about the precious metals and how we really need to have some sort of a backup monetary system in case the Federal Reserve note dollar inflates into infinity, or if we find ourselves in a drastic situation in the near future with our economy where we lose our medium of exchange that we're all used to, we're going to need some sort of guide or chart to be able to still trade and do business with one another, voluntary exchange. So, and I kind of looked around and I noticed that there was not a solid value metal comparing to metal chart that had specific weights of one metal that equaled specific weights of another metal in value. There wasn't anything that I could really point to that had all of it together in one chart, so that's why I made this chart here. So we start over here with aluminum, and I have copper, titanium, silver, platinum, and gold. Titanium, I kind of was just guessing because the value of titanium currently is very undervalued. Like the prices that I found online as of March 9th, 2023, aluminum and copper were at a higher value than titanium was. So this column here is just kind of guesswork. But I started out with 7 grams of aluminum, or 1/4 ounce of aluminum, is equal to the value of 14 grams of copper, or 1/2 ounce of copper, which those are all equal to value of 3.5 grams of titanium, or 1/8 of an ounce of titanium. So all these amounts and of metals are all equal in value. And 1 gram of silver is equal to value of all of these. 7 grams of aluminum, 14 grams of copper, 1 gram of silver equals the value of these. And over here in platinum, if we could go to a denomination that was this small for grams, 1/28 of a gram would be the value of 1 gram of silver. And I just left the ounces and grams for platinum and gold blank there. But then, as we use a chart like this and we use this scale of value of metal to metal weights and value, and making these are all the same value right here. And then so we use that scale, so we have 1 ounce of aluminum is equal to value of 2 ounces of copper, which both of those are equal to value of 14 grams of titanium, or 1/2 ounce of titanium. So 1/2 ounce of titanium is equal to 2 ounces of copper, and 1/2 ounce of titanium is equal to 1 ounce of aluminum. And 1/2 ounce of titanium would be equal to value of 4 grams of silver, and all those would be equal to value of 1/7 of a gram of platinum. I skipped gold for this section too. So continuing on that scale, we would get 3.5 ounces of aluminum would equal 7 ounces of copper. This is not correct, so I'm skipping that one. I did the math wrong from that one. But so titanium is still kind of up in the air when it comes to this third column of value denominations. But 7 ounces of copper, 3.5 ounces of aluminum would equal 1/2 ounce of silver, or 14 grams of silver, and that would all equal to value of 1/2 gram of platinum and 1/4 of a gram of gold. Okay, so you would just take this scale that I came up with here. You just keep going up in denominations of these ratios, and to get the value and exact change of whatever you want to voluntarily exchange when it comes to property, or if you want to provide a service and you want to charge a fee for your labor and service. If in the near future we don't have the Federal Reserve note to use as a medium of exchange, we're going to have to use something else to use as some kind of a medium of exchange in substitute of that. So if we know, say today, an ounce of silver is 20 Federal Reserve note dollars, and if you earn 20 Federal Reserve note dollars an hour, and you work, say, 5 hours, then you would earn 5 ounces of silver for your labor. But if you didn't want 5 ounces of silver for your labor, you could also take 2.5 grams of gold, because 5 ounces of silver is equal to value of 2.5 grams of gold. And so you can do this with any metal that you want to use in your exchange, that you have available for your exchange, or if you need to make change. Say if you only had an ounce of platinum and you wanted to buy something from somebody that costs, say, a couple of ounces of copper, then you could make change by taking these 2 ounces of platinum, finding how much copper is worth 2 ounces of platinum, make change with it, and then pay your copper amount for your purchase, and then take the rest of the copper left over as your change. See, this would be a medium of exchange with precious metals as our coined money, but they would hold their value over long periods of time. There would be no volatility here. And there wouldn't be any sort of need for a central bank to monitor the interest rates of any of this money, coined money, because there would be no need for it. The amount of precious metals that would be in circulation would always have a limit to them based on how much is available on the planet. They couldn't just print this metal into existence. And I do believe that we need to educate ourselves in the value of these precious metals comparing to themselves. That way we know how to conduct economic business in the future without the Federal Reserve note dollar. That's what this kind of a chart would provide. If we decide not to use the Federal Reserve note dollar anymore, and we just started circulating precious metals as coined money, you would need a chart like this in order to be able to charge for goods and services, and be able to accept payments in platinum or gold or silver, and be able to make change in aluminum, copper, or titanium, because these are less valuable than these, but a certain number of each of these will equal the value of these. So you can always take these more expensive precious metals and divide them up into cheaper metals and make change from these. So this is how a real metal coin monetary system is supposed to work. We're supposed to be trading the value of these metals for our goods and services. We're supposed to be trading the value of these metals for our products and our goods. But these have been replaced with numbers on paper that we all seem to be distracted by, like those nice little big round numbers we see in the upper left and right hand corners and bottom right and left hand corners of those Federal Reserve notes. The bigger that number is, the more goo-goo-eyed we get over those banknotes, and we believe that they have value. And that's just pure rubbish right there. Those do not have value. These pieces of metal here all have value. And that's what you're doing with a chart like this. You are taking the value of these metals and you're voluntarily exchanging them for goods and services, and you can use these metal to metal comparing values to make change after your purchase, or just make change in general. You know, money has to be portable, divisible, fungible, and it has to have value over long periods of time. If you want to learn more about the hidden secrets of money with Mike Baloney, he explains all that in the difference between real money and paper fiat fake currency that we are all using today. So I wanted to share my chart that I came up with here. I think is a good example to what we should be doing with our monetary exchange system than using these fake banknotes that have no value, that are completely controlled outside the hands of the general public and the marketplace and the economic system that we are all part of, and basically controlling the decisions that we want to make in our own economy. If we the people took back our monetary system and started circulating our own money, coined money in these precious metals, valuing them at ratios like I have in this chart here, there would be no overseer to this. These would all circulate by the will of the people, not because they were printed into existence, because the people value them and they want to trade and do business with them as their medium of exchange. It makes more sense to have something like this as your money system than having pieces of paper that just have numbers on them and don't really mean anything. The number on a piece of paper can go to any number, it can be infinite, but the piece of paper will still be only worth a piece of paper. Metal will always have its value, and I believe this is how we should use our voluntary exchange with that value. Okay? Okay, thank you for watching and have a nice day.